What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Neil K Trades or Neil K Trading. Today I have a little bit of a different video. It's just more of a sit down and talking to y'all video. I'm currently out on my balcony. I hope the background noise doesn't distract you guys too much, but I'm going to be talking about how your discipline actually affects how you perform on the chart. So if you don't already know, a lot of successful people tend to have very high amounts of discipline. So this is waking up early, going to the gym, just having a set routine that they're able to follow and replicate every single day, the same way you have a model and you replicate it on the charts every single day. So I would say the biggest thing that helped me turn profitable was building a routine that I was able to slip into really easily and that I was able to replicate every single day, the same way you find a model on the charts that you're able to replicate every single day. So if you guys are waking up late, you're just jumping on the charts at random times, don't have a set trading time. So for me, I like trading New York Open, and I especially like trading macro time frames. So if you don't know what macro time frames are, it is the last 10 minutes to the first 10 minutes, that gap in the market for every hour. So 8:50 to 9:10, 9:50 to 10:10, and so forth and so on. So I like trading morning session for New York Open, and I typically like entering my trades on the macro time frame. And that is something that I've just stuck to and replicated. That's helped me really lock in on being a disciplined trader, knowing that I don't want to take trades outside of those hours. I don't like Asia, I don't like London, I don't even like New York afternoon session. The volatility just drops like crazy. I found my bread and butter of when I like to trade, so that's one form of discipline. Another is, if you're looking at people that are really wealthy, ultra wealthy, you see them waking up early, they go to the gym, they have a routine, and they're able to do that day in and day out without faltering. So if you're not already doing that, you should really take a look at why you're not succeeding. If you fall under these categories of not waking up early, you go to bed late, stay up late, you abuse substances, that is a slippery slope to losing it up here, not being mentally acute, not being sharp, and it ultimately just ruins discipline. So I really encourage you guys to, for 30 days, try and replicate your ideal self. Like, try and do everything that profitable you in like the ideal situation would do. So going to bed before, 11 p.m., waking up at 7 a.m., getting 8 hours of sleep every single night, eating a good breakfast, getting like your morning coffee and before you even sit down and before market even opens. Those types of traits are going to set you apart from the 99% of traders that fail, and they will put you in the 1%. So even if you're not profitable now, if you start doing these things, you'll build the habits of the 1%, and there is no way that you're gonna be doing the things that the 1% do without becoming the 1%. So if you're unprofitable now and you implement these habits, you're going to become part of the 1%. So you have to fake it till you make it, in a sense. So I challenge you for 30 days to become the best version of yourself. All it takes is 30 days. 30 days of consistency. My apologies, my neighbors came out from upstairs. I'm not trying to bother them by giving a lecture, and I'm sure they're going to be yapping a little bit, so I just came inside real quick. So like I was saying, if you're able to implement these things and become part of the 1%, then there is no doubt in my mind that you will become part of that 1%. Build the habits now and see the fruits of your labor in the future, in 30 days. So that's my challenge for you. So another thing is that I really struggled with is trading psychology. So being afraid of losses, that part of trading is something that scares a lot of people. They're not able to stomach big losses, even small losses. They're not able to stomach. They're just so attached to your P&L. When you start trading with the right intentions, if you detach yourself from P&L, that will lead you to become way more disciplined. Your psychology will improve greatly. So if you're always looking at your P&L mid-trade, you're doing something wrong. You're not doing that correctly. You should be looking at price action. You should be looking at how your trade's moving based on what the market's presenting to you. Every single candle is crafted for you to analyze and for you to look at. Every single candle tells a story. So if you're able to read the story, if you're able to interpret it properly, you're going to be ahead of 99% of people. The key here is to be doing what the 99% of people aren't doing to become part of that 1%. If you start doing that of the 1% start to do, I promise you, you will become part of the 1%. And I know it sounds like really far out. I know it can take a lot of time, but if you really want this, if you really want something bad enough, you have to put in the time and effort, and you have to be doing the things that 99% of people aren't doing. So, like I said, 30 days is all it takes for you to flip a switch. 30 days is all it takes to build a habit that can last you a lifetime. So if you're not doing these things now, it will come to bite you in the ass in the future. So if you're not able to stomach a big loss, if you're not able to do any of that, then I really would recommend detaching from the P&L and looking at price action. Setting a stop loss at a certain level, setting a take profit at a certain level. If your certain levels get taken out, you shouldn't even be thinking about the profit or the loss. You should be looking at it from a methodical point of view. Like X happened, Y happened, so Z should happen. It's like coding. It's if-then statements. If this level gets hit, then I'll get stopped out. Otherwise, the trade should continue on. Like the loop should be continuing to run. So if you get stopped out, that just means there's a bug in your code. That just means there's something wrong that you looked at when taking the trade. And there's nothing wrong with that. The only way for you to make these chemical links in your head is for you to make mistakes and to fail. Like anything in life, you do bad on a test, you fail, you feel the sting of the loss. You're gonna want to do better. You're gonna come prepare better. You're gonna study. You're gonna do practice You're gonna do practice problems. Same way in trading. You lose a trade, you feel shitty about it. Go onto a practice account. Forward test, back test your strategy. If you're not able to see that you have a profitable strategy, maybe look at a couple other things. Maybe you don't know liquidity well enough. I promise you, most traders lose due to them not having the emotional intelligence to navigate when trading. It's not anything to do with strategy. I did just mention strategy, but I promise you, emotional intelligence is far more superior of a tool that a trader can have rather than just having a really high win rate strategy. Because if you're not able to navigate your emotions when trading, then you're going to fail. So having that emotional intelligence is an edge, not your model, not how you trade, not your win rate. Having an edge in the market in today's day and age is having the intelligence and emotional control to take the losses when the trade is failing, know when to cut losses, and know when to let runners run. I promise you, you do these things, you will become a profitable trader. And I know it's easier said than done. I know it takes time. It took me well over a year to get to this point where I'm able to confidently say I am a profitable trader. I do know how to follow my model. I know when not to trade. I know when to trade. Getting to this point took me over a year. And even before that, I got really lucky with, if you remember, GameStop and AMC, they had 200, 300, 500% run up. I was lucky enough to be part of that, and I made a significant amount of money. But when I went to try options, I didn't have any of these tools. Like I said, emotional intelligence, discipline, self-control. I didn't have any of that. I would go into the market, see randomness. I didn't have a model. I didn't have a strategy, and I'd execute in options, and I ended up losing over half of what I made on AMC and GameStop. So the sting of that loss hurt so much more than the joy of those wins. Even though I still had a lot of profits in my pocket, I decided, let's put this into a long-term growth account. I'm done with options. Let's take a step back. Let's really look at what I'm doing. Do I have a strategy? Do I have a model? And the answer was no. So that was almost 5 years ago, like when I got really lucky. It's 2025. This happened in 2021. I graduated from high school in 2022. This is my last year of university. I graduate in May. It took me from senior year of from high school to senior year of college to really understand my emotional intelligence, to find a solid model that I really enjoy, that I really like, that I really am able to replicate day in and day out. And it took me so long to get into that 1% of build the habits of that 1%. So if you're able to do all of these things, I truly believe there's nothing stopping you from making 10K, 50K, 100K a month. I've still never made anything above 10K a month. I do make about 10K. Like, I'm going to be fully transparent here. I make about 10K a month. I do really well for myself considering I'm only 21 years old. Not many people can say they're able to make six figures from day trading at 21 years old. But getting to that point of the 1%, like 50, 100K a month, like, I know I can do it. I have the tools. I just have to implement the strategy. I have to up my risk. I have to keep the same parameters. I have to keep the exact same things I'm doing. I just have to up the risk and be able to stomach those losses, which I know it seems scary. I know it seems hard, even for you, someone that makes, let's say, 5K a month, 2K a month. Stomaching a $200-300 loss for you now might seem horrible. For me, it's just a paper cut. Even $1,000 loss, sometimes, like, okay, it's just a paper cut. It's when I start seeing like the $2,000 losses that start to sting. But if I'm scaling up my profits and if I'm scaling up my position size, I should expect to, one, make more, and I should expect to, two, lose more. So that is just the natural way of things. You put more in, you get more out. You lose something and you put more in, you're gonna lose more. But like anything in life, the more you put in, the more you get out of it. So yeah, really having these tools to help navigate yourself in avoiding like these shortfalls that a lot of unprofitable traders will see is the first step in becoming profitable. So yeah, I don't want to ramble on for too long. I know I've taken a little bit of your time, but if you can take anything from this video is strive to be part of the 1%. Strive to be as successful as possible. Even if you're not doing it now, even if you're not making the money now, I challenge you to strive to be the best version of yourself. And I promise you, if you do this, you're going to see the fruits of your labor like no tomorrow. You're going to see your hard work getting paid off. What's the point in hard work if you're just having shitty, if you have shitty psychology, if you don't have good discipline, if you don't have good emotional intelligence? You're not going to see the fruits of your labor if you're not able to implement these things and if you're not able to act like the 1%. I myself know people that are part of that 1% that are making crazy amounts of money, and they're not that much older than me. And if I've seen one thing that they do, that is having the habits of the 1%. Build the habits of the 1%, fake it till you make it, and I promise you, you will make it. You won't have to fake it. Yeah, I know it's going to be hard, and in the beginning, it's going to be really hard to really lock in on these habits. It's going to be really hard to build this toolkit, build this skill set. But with time and with experience, I promise you'll be able to do it. Take it from me. It took me 4 years to really understand how to become profitable. Like, I still was making money, but it's like I'd make a bunch of wins and a bunch of losses. I was probably a break-even trader. It took me a very long time to hit this level. While I did make a lot of money on my long-term growth account, that's not day trading. That's not making me as much money as I would like to be making from day trading. I want to build a salary from day trading. That was my goal. And for me to reach that goal, it took me years. It took me so long. So take it from me, build the habits now, and I promise you, you will see the fruits of your labor so quick, so fast. So it's gonna come sooner than later. Just put in the work and you will be gifted the fruits of your labor. I promise you. So thank you guys for watching. I hope I didn't ramble on too long. I hope I didn't annoy some of you, but if you did enjoy this video, leave a like, subscribe. If you like some of these face-to-face talks like I'm doing in this video, do let me know. I know typically I'll just do my trade recaps, and I have my educational series. I did just drop a video on how I was able to pass a funded account in only 2 days, and yeah, let me know if these videos are helpful. Yeah, leave a like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends, and like always, be patient, be humble. I'll see you guys in the next one.